shadows twisting around me. Guitar scream, drums hammer, bass shakes the ground. My voice cuts sharp, raw, alive, unstoppable. Hands in the air, feet pounding concrete. The crowd moves with me, energy surging. Every chord a spark, every beat a storm. We scream together, hearts ignited. Whoa! Flashes of light, reflections in puddles, sweat dripping, adrenaline flowing. Guitar riffs pierce the night, drums crash like thunder, bass driving, carrying us higher and higher. Chaos and fire, motion and sound, nothing holding back, nothing restraining the power. Voices intertwine, rising above the noise, every note igniting the streets. Alive, untamed, alive, untamed, alive, untamed. I shout, I roar, I feel the storm inside. Chorus lifting, soaring, unstoppable. Guitar, soul, wails, drums explode, bass vibrating, shaking the city beneath. The hands slam, feet move, bodies collide. Screams mix with instruments, energy building. We ride the chaos, untamed, free. Every chord a surge, every pause a spark. Flames in our veins, hearts pounding, voices piercing, guitar screaming, drums racing like a wild heartbeat, bass roaring beneath, carrying us The bridge erupts, tension and release collide. Vocals soar above, raw and electric. Guitar shred, drums hammer, bass shakes every moment alive. Chaotic, thrilling, the final chord hits, shaking the night. Heart still racing, adrenaline lingering. Echoes of freedom, fury, life. We leave the streets blazing with sound. We are alive, untamed, unstoppable. Forever burning in the fire of the night.
The streets were empty, but my mind was loud. Every step I took echoed with fire. Every shadow dared me forward, and I answered with a roar. Guitar screamed in the distance, drums pounded like a heartbeat on the run. And I felt it in my chest, in my veins, in my bones, pulling me into chaos. I didn't stop, couldn't stop, 'cause the night demanded me. The energy demanded it, and my voice broke free. face, as if it knew I was about to do something reckless. And maybe I was, maybe I needed to feel the edge again, the thin metal line between control and chaos. I kept walking, boots hitting the ground like sparks each step, a reminder that I wasn't built for silence, never was, never will be. The alley shook when a guitar screeched from a distant speaker, raw howl ripping through the air, and it hit me so hard I felt the thrill run straight down my spine like lightning choosing a path. I followed the sound, didn't think, didn't plan, just chased the rumble, that rhythm of danger. My heartbeat sinking to it until I couldn't tell which thump was mine and which belonged to the bass. A neon sign buzzed overhead, half broken, half alive, like the world was daring me to burn a little brighter. So I pushed the door and the room exploded. Heat bodies, motion, wild noise like a thunderstorm, locked inside four shaking walls. I didn't hesitate, I never do. I marched straight into the center, grabbed the mic, felt the steel bite my palm, and welcomed the fire rising in my ribs. My voice tore out, not pretty, not polished, but real. So real it stung my eyes, 'cause it carried every moment I ever swallowed in. Instead of screaming, people searched forward, hands raised, mouths open, as if they were starving for that same release. And for a second, just one wild second, we were all the same animal, hungry, fierce, unstoppable. The drums hit harder and I hit back, throwing words into the air like stones meant to shatter the past. Watching them fall, twist, burst against the roar of the amps. The lights swung overhead, casting fast shadows, jerking across my face, as if the night itself was trying to keep up with the pace. I refused to slow. I bent backward, hair flying, lungs burning, every note scraping truth out of bone. And when I opened my eyes, the crowd wasn't just watching, they were living it with me, breathing the same fire, bleeding the same pulse. And in that moment I knew the truth I had been running from. I don't want quiet, I don't want calm, I want the kind of life that rolls. So turn it up, keep turning
back, hair flying, lungs burning, every note raw, every beat untamed, and the night answered back, matching my fire, matching my rage, matching my life. I didn't stop, I didn't pause, because the moment demanded all of me, and I gave it every ounce, every breath, every scream, till the last chord fell like thunder. And when it ended, I was on my knees, but unbroken, my voice still echoing in the walls, my heart still pounding, my soul still screaming. I had burned the night, I had claimed the fire, and nothing in this world could put it out again. I felt the night split open when the bass from the bar spilled into the street, and every light trembled like it was waking up from a dream. It didn't wanna leave. I walked fast, heartbeat kicking against my ribs, like it was begging to run ahead of me. And something in the sky cracked wide, blue tearing into silver, as if it wanted to scream first. I didn't wait, I didn't breathe, I pushed into the noise, let it swallow me whole, because I needed a place where the world didn't whisper but roar back. Take me further, farther than the place where doubts stay folded inside my pockets. Let me burn through the dark like a fuse that's already been lit. The floor shook under my boots, guitar fire cutting through the air, and there was a second, a thin second, where every regret I ever carried broke like cheap glass under the kick drum. So I climbed higher, voice scraping the top of my chest, shouting words I didn't rehearse, words I didn't even know I had, but they came out raw, came out real, came out like they'd been locked inside me for years. Someone in the crowd reached up, someone else fell to their knees, and the heat of bodies and the breath of the speakers and the pulse of the amps all fused into a single living thing, and I became part of it, like a spark lost inside a wildfire. I kept singing, even when my throat burned, even when my hands shook, because if I stopped I knew the silence would swallow me, and I'd never find my way back out. Let the night collapse, let it fall into itself, let the noise be the only map we follow, let the broken pieces shine under the weight of the sound. And if the world ends tonight, I'll still be standing on this stage of concrete and sweat, with the crowd howling back at me like wolves that finally remembered they were born to run. So turn it up higher, higher, until everything fragile inside us shatters into something fearless. I'm not done, I'm not fading, I'm not breaking, I'm still here, screaming into the dark, and the dark is finally screaming back.
I hit the pavement run, the night stretching wide and endless before me, and every shadow felt like a dare, every street lamp like a judge, watching if I would break or break free. My hands were fists, my heartbeat was a drum line, and the air tasted sharp, electric, alive, as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for me to claim it. I scream before I realize it. Walls out tired from my chest, climbing the walls of every building around me, and the echo came back, hitting me like a tidal wave, telling me I wasn't alone, telling me I was unstoppable. The guitars roared from the alley, fast, furious, distorted, singing with the fire in my veins, and I felt the energy crack through my skull like lightning finding its target. I didn't pause, couldn't pause, because the rhythm inside me was faster than thought, faster than fear, and I let it pull me forward, straight into chaos. I stepped into the bar where lights blinked, shadows swayed, and the first drum beat hit my chest like it belonged to my own heartbeat, and I let it take over. My voice tore out again, long notes shattered by passion, notes bending, screaming, falling. The crowd went with me, screaming back, feet in the blaze, and I felt it climb higher, higher than I thought possible. Higher than I thought possible. Every riff I sang along with felt like it was carving a path through the walls of doubt I carried for years. Every drum beat a hammer smashing chains, and I could finally breathe in the open, finally feel the storm, finally be the chaos I kept locked inside. The lights flickered, the floor vibrated, and I raised my voice once more, not caring about perfection, not caring about control, only caring about release and about being alive. When the final chord rang out, I fell to my knees, but I wasn't weak, I was still roaring inside, still burning, still alive. I threw my head back, let out one last scream, and it wasn't just sound, it was proof that I survived the night, that I conquered the dark, that I was finally free, and nothing in this world could take that fire from me. I hit the street before the world even knew I was awake, and every shadow seemed alive, moving, breathing, daring me to run faster, to scream louder, to feel the fire in my bones. The first note tore out before I could hold it back. Raw, jagged, a storm breaking loose, and I ran with it, letting the sound carry me through empty alleys, neon streets, and broken corners. My fist clenched, my pulse raced, the drums in my head pounding in sync with every step I took, and the guitars followed, screeching and bending, shaping the night into something I could conquer. I didn't stop for anything. Not the cold, not the walls, not the distant hum of cars. Because my voice was a blade cutting through the silence I'd carried too long. The crowd didn't exist yet, but I imagined them. Hands raised, faces screaming, and I let them in my mind, fueling the blaze until I couldn't tell if it was real or if I had conjured the storm myself. Every riff became a pulse, every drum beat a heartbeat, and my voice rolled over it, fierce, unrelenting, shouting words I didn't know I had. Releasing every chain, every shadow, every doubt. The lights flickered as I entered the venue, and the air itself seemed to explode. The amp shook the floor, and I became part of the energy. Every nerve alive, every scream a statement that I was here, unbroken, unstoppable. I didn't sing notes, I unleashed them, bending, cracking, falling into the ears of everyone who could hear, and even the walls shivered, echoing back the roar, reminding me I was alive. I ran my hands along the strings, pull the chords like lightning, and the drums answered fast, heavy, untamed. And I knew I wasn't performing anymore. I was the Every breath I took, every word I screamed built a fire the night could not contain. And when the final chord hit, I fell to my knees, but I wasn't broken. I was more alive than ever. The echoes faded, but inside me the blaze stayed burning, screaming, untouchable. And I knew nothing in this world could ever quiet me again. I hit the streets before the world even opened its eyes, and the night felt like it was staring me. Every shadow a challenge, every distant hum a drumbeat calling me forward. I ran my hands along the walls, letting the vibrations climb my arms, and I felt the first chord tearing through the dark like a fire I couldn't put out. My voice tore out raw, shattering the silence I carried too long, and with every scream, every note bent and broke, I felt myself breaking free. The guitars roared like predators, drums slammed like fists against my chest, and I ran with them, letting the sound carry me through alley streets and neon lit corners. I didn't care about control, I didn't care about the rules. All that mattered was the rush, the adrenaline, the chaos I let into my bones. The crowd hadn't arrived yet, but I imagined them, faces breath I've been holding far too long, and the cold air hit my face like a warning. But I didn't stop, not tonight. The streetlights flickered like they were arguing with the darkness, and I felt that same argument twisting in my chest, a heat I couldn't swallow anymore. I walked until the pavement carried my weight for me, hands shaking, jaw tight, heart louder than the traffic, and every step sounded like drums calling me somewhere I couldn't see yet. I didn't plan the moment, didn't plan to scream, then it rose up raw, clawing its way through my throat. But when it came, it felt like something ancient breaking loose, something that had waited years to breathe. I grabbed the mic in my mind before I ever found the stage, because sometimes the performance starts long before the crowd shows up, and I let out every word I never had the nerve to say, burning through the night like gasoline on open flame. A car passed, bass rattling the windows, and the echo wrapped around me, pulled me into its gravity until I wasn't walking anymore. I was running straight toward the noise. I didn't feel heavy, I didn't feel tired, I felt alive, like the sound itself had caught my spine and dragged me forward. When I finally reached the corner where the old venue sat breathing dust, I kicked through the door and let heat swallow me whole. Guitar screaming through the rafters, drums beating like a fist against the sky, and I shouted back, voice cracking, knees trembling, but still rising, still pushing, because the louder the world got, the more my fears shrank, until it was nothing but a shadow beneath my heel. Bodies move like a storm, sweat, heat, chaos, all of us breaking in perfect rhythm, all of us rebuilding ourselves in the same breath. And I sang loud enough to tear something open inside every person watching, loud enough to make the night remember me. I didn't care if I hit the note, didn't care if my voice bled, I only cared that it was real, that the roar coming out of me finally matched the one I'd held inside for far too damn long. So I threw my head back, raised my fists, and let the final scream split the room in two. I'm not running, I'm not hiding, I'm not quiet anymore. This is the night I break the chain, the night the silence dies, the night the world finally hears me, and hears me loud.
I shout, I roar, I can't hold back. Energy surging, flames licking the night. Every chord a rush, every beat a pulse. Sweat in motion, freedom in every sound. The sky cracks with lightning rays, vocals soaring above the chaos. Guitars ripple, drums explode, bass thunders beneath unstoppable, untamed head. Slam, feet moving, rhythm screams intertwined with the instruments. Every moment amplified,
chord shatters the night, echoes bouncing off the buildings, hearts pounding, adrenaline surging. We leave nothing behind but sound. Everything is fire, everything is alive. We are untamed, immortal in the night.
The city lights tremble as if they know what's coming for them, and I walk faster, boots slamming on the concrete like I'm daring the world to try and stop me. My breath tastes like fire, my heartbeat feels like engines waking from a long winter, and every step pulls a spark from the dark inside my chest that I kept hidden for far too long. I hear echoes of the nights I wasted, the quiet apologies I whispered to myself, and the hunger that grew louder each year. I remember watching the sky from my window, thinking someone else got the storm, someone else got the reckless courage, someone else got the voice strong enough to shake the air like thunder. But tonight, I feel a pulse rising from the floor all the way to my throat, like the whole world is a fuse and I'm the one holding the flame. Nothing feels small anymore, nothing feels quiet. I run, I don't know where the road leads, I just know it's begging to be broken open, and my voice is already tearing through the wind with the kind of scream that doesn't mean pain, but arrival, a scream that's been waiting, glowing from the inside, refusing to die. The heat from the street lamps paints my skin in gold, sweat mixing with adrenaline, and I swear I can taste the electricity in the air. I raise my hands like I'm pulling the stars down closer, like I'm reminding them I'm made of the same burning matter. Every heartbeat lands like a drum hit, harder, sharper, faster, and suddenly I'm not running was always burning in my own chest. I scream into the wind to get along, soaring cry, something between freedom and fury, and the city screams back like it's been waiting for someone to wake it from its sleep. The night swirls around me, alive, electric, endless, and I keep singing until the sky brightens at the edges, until the darkness finally lifts, until my voice refuses to fall. Because once you spark a fire like this, you don't let it die.
The city roars beneath me, lights flicker like fire. Guitars slash the eardrums, pound like war. Bass shakes the streets, every step a quake. I scream into the night, run broken, alive. Adrenaline surges, every note a lightning strike. Hands slam the sky, feet stomping, hearts collide. Voices echo in the dark, electric, wild. Nothing can contain this storm inside. The riff cuts sharp, drums hammer relentless. Bass thunder shaking the ground beneath. Sweat dripping, motion flowing, chaos and fire. Every chord ignites a spark in the night. We rise, we crash, we roar together. The city trembling with each beat. Guitars scream, drums explode. Bass drives the pulse, unstoppable, untamed. 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 Flames in our veins, fury in our hearts. Voices intertwined with the chaos of the streets. Lights flash, shadows collide. Bodies move, every note a surge, every pause a spark. I can feel it, the electric fire inside. Chorus lifting, soaring, unstoppable. Guitars wailing, drums like cannon fire. Bass roaring beneath a wave, carrying us higher. Hands slam the air, feet pound the floor. Screams mixed with riffs, energy surging. We ride the storm, untamed, alive. Nothing holds us back, nothing restrains the sound. Bridge explodes, tension and release collide. Vocals piercing through guitar low, screaming. Drums pounding, bass vibrating. Every breath, every note alive, electric. Free. The final chord hits, shattering the night. Echoes bouncing off the city walls. Hearts racing, adrenaline lingering. We leave nothing behind but sound. We are alive, untamed, immortal in the night. Immortal in the night.
The city waits like a cage of shadows, but I'm already breaking out. Boots slamming pavement, hearts sinking to the roar of the streetlights. Every step a challenge. challenge, every breath a spark. I throw my voice into the night and it doesn't echo. It storms, bounces off walls, shakes the windows, sets the sky on fire. 'Cause I refuse to be quiet. Guitars tear through the air, reps slice in the darkness, and I follow them, letting the sound pull me like a magnet. Through alleys, corners, neon-lit streets, until the world bends around me, until I am one with the chaos. My hands shake, my throat burns, but I scream anyway. 'Cause the fire inside me can't be tamed. And the more I push, the louder the night pushes back. Lights flicker and the drums hit harder. My body moves before I even think. My voice talks over the crowd, fierce, unbroken, alive. Every note is short of truth, cutting through the silence I once carried. I don't need permission, I don't need silence. I just need the noise, the raw, untamed noise that proves I'm still here, still wild, still burning. People around me rise, I scream back. And for one brief moment, we are a single force, colliding with the night. Alive, fearless, unstoppable. I let every scream spill out, every crack in my voice, every beat of my racing heart. And it's not perfect, it's not meant to be. It's real, it's me, it's fire. I've been back, hair flying, and the guitars follow. Drums pound and the room becomes a storm. And I am the eye and the chaos all at once. The night stretches on, but I don't tire. My voice rises again, breaking, bending, soaring until the echoes chase the dawn. And I finally know I am alive. I am fire, and nothing can stop me ever again. The moment the door slams shut behind me, I feel every memory I try to bury ignite like gasoline on an open floor. Street lights blur past my eyes, as if the night itself is running with me. And the air tastes like metal in storms, sharp enough to cut, alive enough to wake the dead parts of me. Clench my fist until I feel heat, until I feel the pulse that proves I'm still here, still breathing, still dangerous. Every mistake I made echoes in the rhythm of my footsteps. But tonight the echoes don't scare me, they fuel me, they twist into a melody I've never dared to sing aloud. Rock cracked, beautiful in its imperfection. under the pressure. The city around me flickers away. Cars slow, windows open. Someone yells something I can't hear, but I don't stop. Not tonight. Tonight I'm louder than everything. The ground under my boots feels like a drum head, and every step hits like a kick drum, syncing perfectly with the guitar riff roaring in my mind. A riff that spirals upward, distorted, wild, unapologetic. I throw my head back and let the next note fly. It isn't singing anymore, it's release, it's defiance, it's rebirth. The sound shakes out of me, vibrating in my arms, my throat, my fingertips, and I feel it tearing through the doubts that once wrapped around my voice so tightly I could barely speak above a whisper. But now I could bring down a stadium with this fire. The night stretches wide in front of me, a black canvas begging for scars of light, and I run into it, my voice ringing out like a flare, fired into the sky. I push harder, my breath ragged, my body alive in every nerve. I shout again, not words, not lyrics, just the raw sound of someone who refuses to be quiet anymore. Someone who's finally louder than their fear. My voice cracks, but I keep going. Cracks don't mean weakness, cracks mean the sound is real, alive, unfiltered. This is what rising feels like. This is what breaking free feels like. And as my voice arcs over the rooftops and crashes back down around me, I know I've crossed a line I'm never going back from. Tonight the world hears me, and tonight I don't care if it breaks. The night opened wide before me, and I ran unafraid. Boots slamming the pavement, heart racing like a drum. Every step igniting fire inside. I screamed into the darkness, letting my voice tear through silence, cutting through shadows, through fear, through doubt, through everything I'd held inside. The guitars ripped behind me, distorted, sharp, alive, and I let them pull me forward, faster, higher, untamed, until I was flying. I stormed the stage and shaking the floor, my voice climbing, bending, breaking until the crowd felt it too. Hands raised, bodies moving. through every night to come. The night swallowed me whole, but I wasn't afraid. My boots pounded the pavement, echoing the fire inside. Every step a warning, every heartbeat a drum. I screamed before I thought, letting the raw sound rip through the air, cutting through the dark, through the silence, through the weight I carried too long. The guitar screamed behind me, distorted, sharp, alive, and I let the notes pull me forward, faster, higher, until I was flying through alleys, corners, neonless streets. I didn't pause, couldn't pause, because the fire demanded movement, and every drum beat in the distance answered the rhythm in my chest. I stormed the stage, and the amp shook the floor, my voice climbing, cracking, bending, until the crowd felt it too. Swaying, screaming, alive, feeding back the glowing. I didn't care if my voice split, I didn't care if I hit the wrong note. All that mattered was the release, the roar, the chaos, the fire we shared. Every chord I struck, every scream I let out was a declaration that I would not be silenced, that I would burn, that I would live, that I would roar. The lights swung, the walls shook, and I threw myself into the sound, letting it tear through my ribs, burn through my lungs, and lift me higher than I thought possible. The night trembled beneath us, and I knew for the first time I was not alone in the fire. We were all together, wild, unbroken, alive. I let the final scream out, letting it echo, twist, shatter until the silence returned. But inside me, the blaze stayed unextinguished, untouchable, and nothing in this world would ever put it out again. The night wrapped around me, but I didn't flinch. My boots hit the pavement, echoing the fire I carried inside. Every step a declaration, every heartbeat a drum. I screamed into the darkness, letting my voice tear through the silence, shattering the shadows, cutting through the weight I'd held too long. And the night answered back. Guitar rips rip through the air, distorted, sharp, We were all together, wild, unbroken, alive. I let the final scream out, letting it echo, twist, shatter, and when silence returned, the blaze remained unextinguished, untouchable, and nothing in this world could ever put it out again.
The streets ignite beneath my feet, neon lights flickering, shadows dancing, guitar slice the night, drums crash relentlessly, bass shakes the ground, heart pounding, fist tight, I scream into the chaos, raw and unbroken, every note a spark, every beat a hammer, the city alive, bodies moving with rhythm, voices joining mine, electric, untamed, flashes of light, reflections in rain puddles, hands slam the sky, feet pounding concrete, guitar riffs, rip drums explode, bass drives a surge, adrenaline flowing. Adrenaline flowing. We rise, we crash together, unstoppable, chaos and motion, sweat and fire. Every chord ignites, every pulse fuels, energy climbing higher. The storm inside, I can feel the fire, electric in my veins. Chorus lifting, voices screaming wild, guitars wailing, drums like thunder, bass roaring beneath, shaking the Hands slam the air, feet moving in unison, screams and riffs collide, energy surging. We ride the storm, untamed, alive. Nothing can hold back the sound, nothing restrains us. A bridge explodes, tension and release collide. Vocals piercing, guitar screaming, drums hammering.